the recording of the session. This session is going to get recorded for quality checking and for training purpose. All the participants are going to get the recordings of it so that you can refer back to it time and again. And I can see all the great participants joining the session. Wonderful. Mr. Prashad, how are you doing? Can you hear me? I hope I'm audible. Correct. So let's discuss today's topic. So today's topic is going to be quite intense. So I hope all of you have come with a mind, with a heart set that today you are going to learn something. And that is what my objective is all about. I cannot say that I am successful. No, I am not. But definitely I do my research. I know all of you are working professionals and it is not possible for you to spend your time to do the research. And that's where I come into the picture. I do the research so that you can take the benefit out of it. So today's session, I'm going to devote completely to my mentor, who is none other than Grant Cardone, his 10x rule book. So whatever lessons that I'm going to be sharing today, it is something that I have learned under the authority and guidance of Grant Cardone, the international best-selling speaker, best-selling coach, and somebody who is a billionaire. So all of these lessons are going to be coming directly from him. So I want all of you to be active in the chat section. Through chat, you can participate. At the end of the session, it will be Q&A. So if you have any doubt, anything that pops in your mind, you can ask me at the end of the session. So if you are okay with it, please type I in the chat section. I want all of you to participate through chat section. So please type I in the chat section if you are clear, if I am audible to you. Great, wonderful. I need all of you to participate fully and actively. Great, thank you. I want all of you to be participating. Do not go into that slumbering mode where you can only listen but do not participate, because it is not thinking, it is you taking massive action. Now, I would like to thank you so much, Mr. Yogendra, and thank you so much, Praveen, Shiva, and all. My God, Shiva has also joined. Shiva, a very happy birthday. This person from Andhra, he has, like, today it is his birthday, but still he has taken his time and he has joined the session. So wonderful. Let's discuss. So the topic of today is success is your duty. Success is something that is your obligation. I would like to know from you that how many of you think that you are successful? How many of you think that you are successful? If yes, type Y. If no, type N. If yes, type Y. If no, type N. How many of you think that you are successful? So Miss Rinku has typed Y, Ravi Y, Shiva Y, Zamil Y. So that means all of you feel that you are successful. That's wonderful. And there are people who say that we are not successful. And I would like to begin with the famous quote that I have learned once from one of my beloved mentors, international speaker Ron Malhotra, who says that success is no mystery and so is failure. If you feel that you are successful, then that is also not mystery. You have done some things, you have taken some actions, and because of which you can say you are successful. And if you are a failure, if I am a failure, then there is no mystery at all. I have consistently taken, or I have consistently been doing some actions because of which I am a failure. That's why not success is no mystery and so is failure. There is no one who can come and give you something and say that, come on, let's get up, you are successful. It's not. So I remember one of my, in one of my sessions, somebody said to me once that, sir, genius is less about gene and it is more about your daily rituals. Genius is all about your gene, and it is more about the daily actions, the daily rituals that you do. A lot of people say that he or she is successful because he or she is born with an innate talent. He or she is a great speaker because he has born with an innate talent. And I have come across one quotation which says that only babies are born in this world, not geniuses. So if you want to be genius, of course, it is not you are going to be because you have it in your DNA. You can be genius by maintaining your daily rituals. And I'm going to be talking about two most important things today. Very nice. Success can be achieved by hard work, and I'm going to be focusing on that. So we are going to touch upon two things today, mindset, and I'm also going to be talking about money. A lot of us are afraid to talk about money, and that is something that I have brought in today's topic. And I hope that by the end of the session, it is definitely going to make some sense out of you. So let's go ahead, and I am keeping all of you in mute. Perfect. So you and I, if you feel you are successful, congratulations. If you're not, then you know what? If you are not successful, then we do not deserve to be successful. I'm telling you. And people come to me and say that, sir, I'm not successful. Sir, I have this fear. Sir, I have a fear of going to public and speak. Guess what? You do not have fear, you have ego. If you attach your emotions to some, if you attach your success or failure to some emotions, then I beg to say, but it is you who will be at fault. And I come across a lot of people who say that I have fear of failure, I have fear of judgment, I have fear of not achieving more, I have fear of not being more, I have fear that if I stand out, then maybe people are going to look at me and I'm going to be nervous. Sometimes people also have fear of perfection. Once I will be perfect, then only I can go and speak in front of people. Once I will be fearless, then only I can do things. Guess what? This is inhibiting you from achieving your innate success. This is what is really important for all of you. You do need to understand that you can either be fearful or you can be successful. You can either be fearful. Please mark my words. You can either be fearful or you can be successful. You cannot be both at once. And let me ask you, are you getting any doubt from fear? I can see a lot of people you fear. Even I fear a lot. Fear of not speaking, fear of judgment. I have so many fears. But over a period of time, when I realized, I saw my own performance, I saw successful people, what they do, I have come across one question, that is fear benefiting me? And I always get to know that no, fear does not benefit me. So if fear is not benefiting me, my question is, then why do we fear? A lot of people, they come and say that, see, Arindam, I'm so intelligent. I am from IIM. I am from great universities. I am successful, but still I have fear. And I always do ask them that, is your fear serving you? Is your fear helping you out? So if fear is not helping you out, my question is, then why do you have fear? Imagine I have a refrigerator. Is it serving me? Yes, it is serving me. It keeps my food contained and prevents it from contamination. But when it comes to fear, I don't think it serves any one of us. If it serves you, please type I in the chat section. I don't feel that fear serves us. In fact, fear is what? Fear is an acronym of false evidence appearing real. You come across so many thought process, you come across thinking, you come across imaginary situations, and you feel that, what if I fail? What if people are going to judge me? What if my presentation go wrong? What if I am going to get judged by people? What if I'm going to get rejection? What if I do not qualify this interview? What if? You always fear. We always fear. Guess what? This fear is not serving. And I always do ask people, why do you fear? Can't you say that, what if I get successful? What if I get money? What if people love me? What if I give better presentation? What if I wake up early in the morning? What if I go and get the selection? What if people do and respect and regard me? So why can't we say these words? And why we only talk about fear? Why is it that we only talk about negativity? English is less about vocab and more about your choice of words. Let me repeat once again. English is less about vocab and it is more about your choice of words. What words you do pick completely defines and shapes our lives. It is something that you need to keep a note of and mark my words. I have literally tried it and it has given me a lot of benefits. When I speak negative, I see that negative things happen. When I see positive, not only it changes my life, it changes the life of my listeners as well. So whatever you can see around, imagine that I see around myself and I see that I'm not living in a great house. I'm not traveling by flight. I'm traveling in, if I'm traveling in flight, I'm traveling in economic class. I cannot travel in business class. I cannot afford business class. Guess what? No one is going to be blamed because of this. It is because of our actions. It is because of who we are. It is because we are satisfying, we are so much satisfied with our failures. We are so much satisfied with less targets. We are so much satisfied with having less that we do not even aspire to have more. If you do not like the things around you, guess what? It is your mistake. As soon as your thought process changes, as soon as you become successful, your frequency increases. And to match up with that frequency, your surrounding changes. Imagine today, I am not that successful. Of course, I cannot afford going to five-star hotel. But imagine if I enhance my thought process, if I start attracting more abundance, if I start getting more confidence, according to that, I will start attracting like-minded people like me. If I'm a good speaker, if I'm a good public speaker, I will start attracting people who want to be good public speakers. So my surrounding depends upon who I am. If I am not successful, that means somehow I need to change. If I do not like my surrounding, I need to change. If I do not like my house, I need to change. If I do not like my friends, I need to change. If I do not like my boss, I need to change. If I do not like my communication skill, I need to change. Nobody is going to take care of your business. Let me repeat once again, nobody is going to take care of your business. It is you who has to take care of your business. And by business, I do not mean the transaction, the business that these and entrepreneurs do. Business means the kind of life that you have. Nobody is going to take care of business. People can come, people can support you, but ultimately it is you who has to take that action. Ultimately it is you who has to have that mindset. Ultimately it is you who has to do everything at the end of the day. Nobody can come and give you some mantra, logic, anything that will make you successful. Nobody can. And guess what? We do live in a negative world. Let me repeat once again, we do live in a negative world. And let me prove this. Let me prove this fact. Why do we live in the negative world? Not because of pollution, corruption, that's different. Imagine that a child, a baby gets born, and then the baby gets grow. And tell me, do we teach our children or do we teach our babies to lie? I don't think that our parents have taught us how to lie. Please, if you agree with me, type I in the chat section. Do we teach our children how to lie? My parents have not taught me how to lie. And I think you also have not learned how to lie from your parents. Nobody. But we still lie. We still lie. Nobody has taught us about distraction, but still we learn distraction. Nobody has taught us anything about addictions, but we still develop addictions. Nobody has taught us about fear. Still we develop fear. That means there is something wrong with the society. There is something wrong with people around us. There is something wrong. We do not aspire to be negative, but still we become negative. Nobody comes and teaches us that, hey, you have to sleep for 9 hours. I guess every single person says that you have to wake up early in the morning. Waking up before 5, it is the perfect time to wake up. It's called Brahma Muhurta. We all should wake up, but still we do not wake up. So people try to teach us positive things, but we do not learn. So do you agree with me? If yes, please type I, because I have personally observed this. And I would like to make a, yes, that's true. Nobody has taught us anything negative. We learn it automatically. Guess what? Success is something, and I'm going to tell you later why is it that most of us are not successful? Because the kind of negativity that we are surrounded with, it is not designed to make us successful. That is why only, as per Forbes, only 4% of the people in this universe are successful. Only 4% of the people in this world are billionaires. This is the definition of success according to Harvard Law School. Anyone who has more than $3 billion in his account is considered as successful. Rest, all of us are not successful. Only 4% of the people have the wealth of 96% of the population. Imagine, we live in that world. That's why what these 4% of the people do that we fail to understand. And that's what I'm going to be discussing in furthermore presentation. So this year, let me tell you once again that this year is either going to be best for you or this year is going to be worst for you. This year 2022, it is either going to be best for you or it is going to be worst for you. Do you agree? If yes, type I. And it completely depends upon your decision. It completely depends upon your choice. That will determine this year is going to be best or this year is going to be worst for you. See, success is no mystery and so is failure. I told you in the beginning. If today I am a failure, that means I took some choices that led me to this result. Sometimes I see people, they say that, but our situation was not favorable. But there were some instances happened in my family, and that's why I could not do what I wanted to do. Again, we are making excuses. I was watching today one TV show called Underdog Millionaire. It's a wonderful TV show. You can watch it on YouTube, which is Underdog Millionaire, where there were top 10 millionaires who were selected, and they were given a task that they would only be given $100, and their job is to within 90 days they have to turn that $100 into $1 million, which is 10 lakh dollars. In Indian currency it will come around 8 crore. So imagine you give somebody $100, which is around 8 or 9,000, and that person has to turn it to 8 or 9 crores. And that is something that intrigued me, that how these millionaires think. They do have some belief system. Guess what? They take this challenge, and at the end of the TV show, everybody make more than $1 million. Everybody. And that is something that inspired me to come and speak about this topic in this workshop. How many of you want to be better in your life? If yes, please type I in the chat section. I want to be better in my life. If you want to be better in your life, please type I. I can see all of you writing I in the chat section. Means all of us want to be better. But are you willing to pay the price? How many of you are willing to pay the price to be better? Now, please type I in the chat section. Let's see. How many of you want to pay the price? And price, by price, I don't mean money. By price means the things that will help you to be better in your life. I can see all of you writing I. Means we need to pay the price. And I love this famous quotation by Grant Cardone, who says, pay the price today so that you can pay any price in future. Pay the price today so that you can pay any price in future. Just take a moment for a while and try to understand this quotation. Pay the price today so that you can pay any price tomorrow. Means be so determined, work so hard that in future, whatever you want to have, you can pay that price. So pay the price today so that you can pay any price in future. One thing that I have learned over a period of time is that to be successful, I don't need to be perfect. Nobody can be perfect. And that is something that I would like to quote over here, that I am imperfect and it is perfectly perfect. I am imperfect, you are imperfect, and it is perfectly perfect. Except God, except nature, no one is perfect. And we have seen this in the recent COVID times. No one is perfect. Even the doctors, scientists, no one is perfect. And that is perfectly perfect. As soon as you accept this, you will start getting out of your fear. That's why Robin Sharma, who is the author of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, he says that what you do every day determines what you will be one day. What you do every day determines what you will be one day. Let me repeat once again. What will you do every day determines what you will be one day. It is those small, daily, seemingly insignificant improvements, when done consistently over a period of time, leads to stunning results. Those tiny triumphs, those little bit exercise that you do, those little bit eating healthy habits that you do, those moments of not complaining but rejoicing, the moment of that little the time when you wake up, when you start wake up early in the morning a little bit by 5 minutes. Those small changes, when you do consistently over a period of time, brings the drastic results. So today you have decided to come in the workshop. That's a small investment that you did, investment of your time. Guess what? If anything you can take out of this workshop and start implementing in your life, you can see a massive change. And I really like this 1% win idea. What is 1% win idea? I always tell to my students that do not focus on 100% improvement from day one. It's not possible. But focus on 1% improvement every day. Focus on 1% improvement every day, so that by the end of 100th day, you will be 100% improved. Focus on improving 1% every day. So by the end of 100th day, you will be 100% improved. And it really resonates to me. I also try to apply the same in my life. I make sure that yesterday and today, there is some difference that I have created. There is something new. There is something unique that I have learned to just grow that 1%. Because when you grow 1% consistently over a period of time, you can see a massive change. We need things, all of us, we need things to be easy in our life, right? I also want things to be easy in life. Guess what? Need for ease is a mental disease. Need for ease is a mental disease. That is something that I have learned, I have realized over a period of time, that if I want everything easy, then need for ease is a huge, it's a painstaking mental disease, and I cannot afford to have that disease. It is much more vigilant, it is much more conspicuous, it is much more infectious, it is much more dangerous than COVID pandemic, which is our willingness to have things easy for us. Things which are easy to do are also easy to neglect. Waking up early in the morning, I don't think there is any rocket science that we need to know. It is just that the alarm clock has to ring and we need to wake up. That's it. No science, nothing. Still, only 85%, only 15% of the people, let me correct myself, only 15% of the people in this world do wake up early. Rest, they wake up after 6 a.m. Imagine, so easy concept it is. Just you have to wake up early in the morning. That's it. No rocket science, nothing. You just need to open your eyes and get up. But still we cannot do that. And we feel that by just going through some degree, we just going through school and college education, we can change our life. How is it possible? We cannot understand even this basic philosophy that just by waking early in the morning, we can change our life. How is it that we can understand those philosophical, those complex terminologies of colleges, and we feel that that education is going to change our life? No, that's the habit that you have built, habit of giving up, habit of not waking up. Every time the alarm clock rings, you snooze that button, that's it. Guess what? We practice failures every day. And if we practice failure every day, practice makes a man perfect. We become a perfect example and persona of failure. Of course, not in the eyes of society, but in the eyes of our subconscious mind. And when our subconscious mind is designed for failure, over a period of time, we become failure. So if we are not successful, it's not mystery at all. So you and I have to do things every day because our thinking cannot make us rich. Our thinking cannot make us rich. It depends on how we spend time. It depends on, do you focus in growth or do you focus in comfort? You can focus on in only one thing at a time, either on growth or focus. If you focus on growth, you will grow. If you focus on comfort, you will be comfortable throughout your life. So you have to choose only one thing. So if we are not growing in our life, that means somehow, somewhere we are comfortable. Somehow, somewhere we are so comfortable in making excuses that our focus is not in growth. Our focus is where? Making excuses, in comfort. And You don't need therapy. That's why I always tell my students that's why I always tell people that you don't need therapy. You don't need therapy for becoming an extraordinary speaker. You need to take action to become an extraordinary speaker. You don't need any therapy to change your life. You need to take action. And by action, I do not mean the way you take action. I will also clarify this in our further presentation. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about money, a concept which people do avoid to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it because it is my prime responsibility. So how many of you, just tell me in the through chat section, you have to write I. How many of you are being told to be reasonable since childhood? How many of you were being told since childhood that you should be reasonable? That your parents or somewhere, someone in the society has told you that don't think big, be reasonable. Money is not everything. Money does not grow on tree. Please type I in the chat section if you have heard these kind of statements in your life. Money does not grow on trees. You should save money. Yes, I can see that Vinay, Zamil, they agree with me. Praveen also. Yes, Shiva, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being honest. All of us have heard somewhere, sometime that don't think big, be reasonable. Money does not grow on tree. Guess what? Money is not everything. So money is not everything, but everything I need comes from money. So that is something that I have realized, that if money is not everything, I agree with that. But everything I need in my life, it comes from money. So if I want to be a part of any mentorship program, I need money. That mentorship program may change my life. That means somehow, somewhere, money is not everything, but everything I need comes from money. Similarly, money does not grow on trees. Let me tell you one fact, that we print more money, we print more currency than we plant trees in our earth. We print more currencies in our daily life than we plant more tree on earth. So that means when people say that money is, we are getting out of money, money is a scarcity resources. No, money is not a scarce resource. There is an abundance of money. And why is that people who are successful, they keep on making money? And why is it that we always keep on saying that we don't have money? Money is there. The only thing is, money is abundant. Money, there is a shortage of money in our mind. There is no shortage of money outside. There is shortage of money inside. Let me tell you once again, there is no shortage of money outside. There is shortage of money inside. And here I would like to tell, here I would like to share a beautiful example. So one day there was a friend of mine, and this friend of mine came to me and said that, Arindam, my company is bad. I don't like my company. I don't like my organization. And I asked, why? And then he said, Arindam, do you know that it's been more than 10 years of my working and I am getting only 20,000 bucks. I'm getting only 20,000 rupees. So my company gives me only 20,000 rupees. My company doesn't care about my loyalty. My company doesn't see what kind of inputs I'm giving. And I said to him, is it that your company gives you 20,000 rupees? Is it real? And he said, yes. And then I asked him one question. And the question was that, can you tell me that is there anyone in your company, is there anyone in your organization who is getting more salary than you? And my friend said, yes. And I asked how much. He said that my manager, he gets 2 lakh rupees a month. And then I corrected him. See, the same company is giving 2 lakhs to your manager and the same company is giving 20,000 to you. That means it is not the company that is giving you 20,000. It is you who is taking 20,000 from company. It is your worth. That manager is worth 2 lakhs. That is why he is getting 2 lakhs. Your worth is only 20,000. That's why you are getting 20,000. And maybe he might have felt bad, but being a trainer, being a well-wisher, it is my responsibility to always be truthful to people. So I said to him, and the same thing I also believe into it, that if I'm not getting success, that means maybe my mindset, my thought process is not syncing with success. So there is no shortage of money. What I want to tell you, there is no shortage of money. There is shortage of money in the mind. And that's why Grant Cardone, again, the famous author of the book 10x Rule, he always says that you don't have a debt problem. You don't have a spending problem. These cannot be problem. Sometimes people say that I spend a lot of money. I have I have so much of cash shortage. I have a lot of problem. And I always say to them, see, my friend, you don't have a debt problem. You don't have a spending problem. You have an income problem. You can spend as much money as you want. You can have as much debt as you want, but guess what? You have not learned the methods to make money. That's why you are not making money. And I often ask people, how much do you think you need to be successful? And sometimes people say 50,000 a month. And no offense, I'm also like that. I also sometimes feel that, okay, if I get 50 or 60,000 a month, that is more than enough. But then I always do feel that why is it that I'm lowering my targets? Why is it that we are always being told in our life by people that if you cannot achieve something, then lower down your targets? If you cannot make 60 or 70,000 rupees a month, then do not think of 50,000. Why is it that we always lower our targets, and why is it that we do not increase our input? Why is it that we do not develop those skills so that we can become a person worth 70 or 80, 90, or even crore? If you agree with me, type I in the chat section. So do you feel whatever I'm speaking, whatever I'm saying, it is making sense to you somehow? Yes, Mr. Prashad, thank you so much. The biggest mistake that we do in our life is when we reduce our targets. Let me repeat once again. The biggest mistake you do when you reduce your targets. And I remember one of my friends who is an HR in multinational company. He said to me once, Arindam, do you know when candidates come to us and when we ask this one question, that what's your salary expectation? They always say 20,000, 30,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh. And sometimes they even are not sure what's the salary that they want to draw. Means we are so underconfident about our own abilities that we cannot even ask for what we deserve. And he says that, Arindam, we do not even consider these kind of people who do not know their worth, who cannot come and say that, see, guess what? This is the ability, this is the skill I have, this is the experience that I have, this is the quality that I have. I need this much amount of money. And he said to me once that, Arindam, once we were taking interview, we offered 2 lakh per month salary to one of the persons, which comes around 24 lakh per annum. And he said, the candidate said to us that I need 36 lakhs per month, per year. If you can give me that, I am in. If you cannot give me, I will simply not take the job offer. And guess what? That candidate got the job. He confidently said that I want 3 lakh per month. Imagine, from 2, he jumped to 3 lakh per month because he was so qualified, he was so confident in his abilities. So do you think that success is a mystery? I don't think so. It is completely up to us that we, in our life, we always lower down our targets. That's the biggest problem. Don't lower your targets. You have to target to be as best as possible. If you want to be a public speaker, do not feel that if I speak in front of 10 people, that is more than enough. Increase your target. That's what this book 10x says, that whatever your target is, multiply it by 10. So if you think that I can, if I make only 1 lakh per month, that is more than enough, increase it to 10 lakh. Unless I do not achieve 10 lakh per month, I'm not going to settle. I'm going to struggle. I'm going to thrive. I'm going to learn the skills that will make me to make that kind of money. Never ever lower down your targets. If you do that, it's the biggest sin that you commit. I do not lower my targets. I always increase my targets because I know that if I target for 1 lakh per month, maybe I can get 50, maybe I can get to 50 to 60,000, because that's how the mind works. But imagine if I set a target of 10 lakh per month, and if I fail, I fail, but I still achieve 3 to 4 lakhs. Don't you think it is much better than 50 to 60,000? Failing to achieve 10 lakh target, but still getting 3 to 4 lakh is much better than setting 1 lakh as a target and getting only 50 to 60,000. So increase the level of target that you have. Money follows goals and dreams. I always tell people the biggest mistake that we do is that we chase money and we keep on chasing money and money doesn't come to us. And I have studied successful people closely and I could see one thing, that they do not chase money. They make money work for them. They employ money work for them. Let me clarify this with an example. One day I was trying to chase one cat. There's a cat, there's a majestic cat who stays in my colony. I was trying to fetch that cat. I wanted to give a hug. I wanted to love that cat. But guess what? The cat did not care about my emotions. The cat was trying to flee away from me. One day what I did, I went to a shop. I purchased one pouch of milk. I poured it in a bowl. And then I observed that I did not have to go to cat. The cat came to me and the cat started sipping the milk and I could pour my love to the cat. Similarly, when you chase money, it is like chasing the cat. You can keep on chasing money, you like the cat, that like the way I was chasing the cat, but money will not come to you. But if you have what money wants, money will come to you. If you have the skill, if you have the mindset that money wants, money will come to you. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, money will automatically come to you. You don't have to go to money. And one of the most important things that you can do is to write specifically in your notebook, what are your goals and ambitions. If you do not have written goals, it is like you go to a railway station, you go to the ticket vendor, you knock the door of the ticket window of the ticket vendor, the ticket vendor asks, where do you want to go? And you say, I don't know, just book the ticket. Guess what? The ticket vendor is first going to abuse you and he will not issue a ticket. Similarly, when you do not have written goals, even when you go to travel somewhere, you need to specify in which destination you want, how much is going to be the distance, do you need to book a first class, second class or third class ticket fare, from which station are you going to board the train, on which station are you going to deboard the train. You need to be so detailed. But guess what? When it comes to our life, we are not specific. We do not have any detailed information about what we want in our life. And let me prove it to you right away. So how many of you have written goals in your diary? Please type I in the chat section. Be truthful. How many of you have written goals? Goals not here. That is something that people have. How many of you have clearly specific written goals in your diary? You have written somewhere. See, very few people. Let me be honest with you. No, we don't have written goals. See, so no wonder why is it that we are not getting what we want in life? Because we are not doing what money wants us to do. And we are just chasing the money like I was chasing the cat. When you do these basic things, these basic illogical things, you may ask, you may tell me that, Arindam, but why, like, how is it going to change my life by writing goals? It seems childish. Guess what? That's why we are not getting success, because things which are essential to have money, we do not do that. Then how can we expect the results? You must have your clear defined goals, and however successful the person is, I have been focusing, I have been reading their biographies. They always have written goals in their notebook. I want to be a public speaker. I am going to devote this time. I need my result by this time. I am going to be the best speaker by this time. You have to specify a deadline to everything. Everything needs to have a deadline. If you do not put any, the more specific you become, the more the chances are of you getting successful. Be specific. It is very important in life. That's why I always say to people that how many of you want to change? Please type I in the chat section. How many of you want to change in your life? Do you want to change in your life? Do you want to see yourself as a confident, great speaker? Do you want to see that you are the best version of yourself? Guess what? If you want to change, then you have to change. If you want to change, then you have to change. And you cannot change by doing the same things every day. You must do something that you have not done yet. Then only you can change. And once you change, then only your financial status will change. Then only your situation will change. And to change, first of all, you need to change yourself. And the second most important skill that you need to learn is, of course, what we are doing here right now, communication skills. And here I would like to share one example. So imagine that this 10 rupee note, this is a 10 rupee note that I have. This 10 rupee note is lying it has been lying in my wallet since yesterday. And this 10 rupee note has not grown yet. That's why successful people say cash is trash. It is useless unless you do not put it into use. It is useless unless you do not put it into use. I have not used this cash and still it has not grown. This 10 rupees like 10 rupee. Similarly, we will be like this trash if we do not work upon our skills. We will get stagnant. We will become stagnant. So you will not be useful unless you use your abilities, unless you work upon your abilities. That's what is so very important for all of us. Please understand. Sometimes what happens that I ask people that, that what you need to do in your life, and people say that I don't know whether I can grow in my life. In past, I have had so many failures. In past, I enrolled myself in some communication programs, but I didn't get the results that I want. And I always ask one thing from them, that when you drive a car, let me repeat myself once again, when you drive a car, can you drive a car by looking backward? Or do you have to drive the car by looking forward? And he said, Arindam, don't you think it's a silly question? Of course, to drive a car, I need to look forward. If I drive the car while looking backward, then I will be in the accident. And then I asked him another question. When you ski in the mountains, do you focus in front of you or do you focus at the back of you? And he said that, no, Arindam, of course, I have to focus in front of myself. If I focus at the back, then I may end up getting bruised. I may end up getting into a dangerous, inevitable accident. And then I told to him, guess what? When it comes to life and when you have to take the action, it is, and when you have fear, when you have failures, and when you say that in the past I failed, you are trying to go ahead in life by looking backward. Of course, you are bound to get accident. Of course, you are bound to face accident. Imagine I want success, but instead of focusing in front of me in future at present, I'm focusing backward. Guess what? I will be prone to accident. No one can stop me. So if you want to grow in your life, if you want to go ahead in your life, you can do only by taking risk, by taking action, by looking forward and not looking at your past mistakes. And somebody once said to me that past was history, future is mystery, present is a gift. That's why we call it present. The meaning of present is a gift. Focus on your present and future, not the mistakes that you did in past. And so what's the takeaway? In short, whatever I have said in this throughout conversation, if you ask me what's the takeaway, Arindam, what should we need to take out of this workshop? So today at first we talked about little bit of mindset, and then we talked about money, the kind of misbeliefs that we have in our mind. And the takeaways that you can take, the takeaways that you can have is, first of all, write down your goals somewhere in A4 sheet or in your notebook, what you want to achieve in your life, and put it somewhere in front of you. That is the greatest advice being given by all the billionaires. And you can read this book called Richest Man in Babylon. You can find this tip over there. When you have the clear written specific goal in front of you, and when you keep looking at it every day, and whenever you are going through rejections, dejections, when you are going through ups and downs of your life, these goals will help you be on track. It is like the North Star. Imagine that you are on a ship, and you can see that lighthouse. So this lighthouse, no matter how thunderous, how unfavorable the situation is, that lighthouse will help you to make sure that you are going in the right direction. Similarly, when you have clear, specific written goals, that will make sure that no matter how many triumphs and tribulations are coming in your life, that lighthouse, that specific goal will make sure that at the end you reach your goal. That's how so very necessary to have clear, specific written goals about your personal, professional, about your health, about your communication, anything. You need to have specific written goals. That's the first thing. Second, believe money abundant mindset, not money scarcity mindset. There is no money deficiency in this world. Money is in abundance. The money is short here. The money is not shortage in the out. The money is the shortage of money is in here. Third, work to your potential. Work so hard that you become the best version of yourself. You might have heard this several times, but guess what? We need somebody to keep us reminding of this fact time and again. Be so dependable on yourself that tomorrow, if everything goes wrong, still you are in a position to stand and take the action. I saw during pandemic a lot of people, they lost their jobs and they became hopeless, and somehow they committed suicide. A lot of people committed suicide. Why? Not because something bad happened to them. On the very same note, there were people who became extra successful, who became extra rich during that period. So the condition was same. It was the condition was same for all of them, but somebody grew through that situation, and somebody broke in that same situation. The situation was same. You need to understand one thing, that if though the people who committed suicide, if they had worked upon their self, if they had worked upon their mindset, if they had worked upon their building, developing skills, then maybe they were ransacked from one job. Definitely because of their skills, they would have applied and gotten another opportunity. But they didn't work. They didn't realize that they have to work on themselves. Guess what? They lost their jobs and they committed suicide rather than committing, rather than trying, rather than putting more efforts. Complaining, cribbing, and crying in front of God is not going to help us. It has not helped anyone. But by working, by analyzing where we are going wrong, by analyzing the basic principles, the fundamentals of morality, ethics, a person of characteristic, that will help you to be successful. By understanding these concepts of money, by understanding these concepts of mindset, then only you can be successful. And one of my, I hope all of you have come here to become a good public speaker, good English speaker. So I believe in the power of consistency. So one of my mentors once said to me that, Arindam, if you want to be a good speaker, do one thing: write one page every day, read one page every day, and make a 1-minute video every day. Read one page every day, write one page every day, and shoot 1 minute of video in front of camera, in front of your phone's camera every day. Guess what? Do not practice in front of mirror, because mirror is not going to give you the feedback. But if you record your video in camera, in your phone, later on you can check that recording of yours and you can see where you went wrong. And maybe you can show the video to your mentor, your teacher, who can see the video and give you the feedback. Read one page every day, write one page every day, and shoot 1 minute of video every day. And if you do it consistently for 90 days, you will be a remarkable speaker. The confidence, the issues, the phobias that you have, it will completely go out. You will be an extraordinary speaker. And I do it. Every day I do it. And that's what I can speak confidently in front of all of you without thinking about what I have to speak. Do what others refuse to do. Next point. Do what others refuse to do. If others refuse to wake up early, you should do it. If others refuse to participate in any kind of classes, you do. If others refuse to work extra hard, you should do. If others refuse to set high targets, you should set high targets for you. If others refuse to be positive, you have to be positive. If others criticize you, you have to be bold enough to handle that criticism and go and grab your success. Never lower your targets. Never ever lower your targets. Please, it is my high request to all of you. I'm begging in front of you. Being a teacher, it is I want to beg because I want to see all of you as successful. Do not set lower targets for yourself. Never ever. Always think big, always achieve next, always strive for more. And last but not the least, be surrounded with positive people. Get in a mastermind group of winners. You do not need buddies. One of my mentors used to say to me that, Arindam, you do not need friends. You do not need buddies. You need winners to be successful. You need to be in between winners to be successful. You need to be in the group where people smarter than you are there, because then you can be smarter and then only you can be successful. So this is the entire gist of today's workshop. These are the lessons that you can take. And I hope if you follow whatever I have told, if you take even single thing out of this workshop, my job is done. If you follow only one step, my job is done. I know that doing everything, whatever I have told, is not possible. But as I said, improve 1% every single day. By the end of 100th day, you will be 100% improved. So that's what the objective of this session was all about. Success is your duty. Success is your obligation. Just like treating your parents well, just like doing your job well is your duty, success is also your duty. So make sure that you do everything in the best possible manner to get success, and don't chase money. Let money chase you. Be so confident, develop that innate quality, develop so much confidence that when money comes to you and says, he is the right person, I should go to him. I should go to him. I should go to him. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And now the session is open for Q&A. Now the session is open for